Good morning. How are all of you today? It is Thursday, April the 2nd, and I would just like to welcome you to the Thrive Nation page. We are going to share another tool with you today. But prior to doing that, we're just sort of checking in to see how everybody's doing. If you're there, please let me know because I really would like to see who's on. Hi, Tara. It's so nice to not really see you, but it's nice to see you on. Anyway, it is kind of a tumultuous time all over the world, not just in the country. I live in Washington, and so we have been on stay-at-home orders for at least the last 2 weeks, and probably we've sequestered ourselves probably for the last 3 weeks just because things have been so tenuous here. I do live about 2.5 hours out of Seattle, so we are not in the epicenter, and it does look like our curve is starting to flatten. Our line is starting to flatten a little bit, so that's kind of exciting. Anyway, I just wanted to share with you that Thrive Nation would like to share a tool with you on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And we're trying the 11 o'clock slot today because we thought maybe we would capture more people literally all over the world, that it wouldn't be too late in Europe or somewhere else, and it wouldn't be too early on this side of the water. So right now, let's just take 3 deep breaths. Hi, Wendy. Let's take 3 deep breaths. Just to get ourselves somewhat calmed down. And now what I'd like to do is walk you through take you through the body check-in. Let's start at our feet. Wiggle your toes, move your feet a little bit. What are your feet telling you? Is it time to just stand still for a moment and sort of take a check-in? Let's move up to our ankles. What sensations are you feeling? Let's move into our shins and thank our legs and our feet because they just do so much walking for us and they support us all the time. How about our knees? Moving up into our thighs. Let's move into our pelvic area. What's going on there? Is it a little tight? Moving up to the abdomen a little bit. Our thoracic area. How's our breathing? How's the solar plexus? Is it tight? How's our heart feeling today? And now moving on up to our neck, which supports our head. And moving up to the top of our head. Do we have any headaches? Our brains do a lot of thinking, and it's time right now to just check in with how we're doing. And going back down the back of our head to our shoulders, out into our arms. Let's move our fingers, maybe roll our wrists. What sensations there? We can't use our arms for hugging anymore unless it's people that are living with us that we're around all the time. So social distancing is hard, but we're all in this together and it won't be forever. And I truly believe that. So moving on from your arms, let's go back up to our shoulders. Let's go down our back. Let's go down to our sit bones. Go down to the backs of our legs, down our calves, back to our ankles, and back to our toes. And that's a little tool you can take with you wherever you go, wherever you are, or when you're staying home and you just want to check in with yourself. Now, the tool we're going to talk about today, and you might want a piece of paper out and a pencil, is called What Am I Taking In? There is so much information going on around the world You can catch it 24/7. You can watch the news. You can watch whatever you want most of the time. You can get it on your phone. Hi, Jill. You can get it on your phone. You can get it on your computer, just about in the newspaper, from people you live with. Wherever you're getting your information, let's just take stock of what we're taking in on a daily basis. Maybe you want to get a piece of paper and a pencil out, as I mentioned before, or a pen. What you can do is write down, what am I taking in? And then where am I taking it in from? For example, if you watch a lot of news, what are your news channels? Are they positive news channels? Are they negative news channels? The news isn't real positive right now, but there are sure some shining lights in our news. If you watch the news at all or pick up a newspaper, there are people all over the world that are doing fabulous things for other people. There are people on our front lines. There are people in the background supporting the people on the front lines. There are people delivering meals. There are people collecting food. There are just, the goodness of humanity is coming out. So, what are you taking in? What are you watching? What are you reading? Now's an opportunity to read some books that you haven't been able to because you now have time. What are you listening to? What are you talking about with the people that you're living with, that you're sequestered with, that you're staying at home and sheltering in place with? Do you watch TV? Are you Netflix watching? Are you YouTubing? What other applications are you using on your phone? Right now we're using Facebook Live. So write down what you're taking in and where you're getting your information. And then make a third column or a plus and a minus. Is the information you're taking in helpful? Put a plus next to that. Is the information that you're taking in harmful? Put a minus next to that. Does it make you feel better or does it make you feel worse? And then look at your list and say, what can I do more of? What can I do less of? Or maybe you have a perfect balance. I personally don't, but so I do a little check-in with myself every day, and I make sure that I check in with the news in the morning and I check in with the news in the evening, but it's not hours and hours and hours on end, because I want to make sure that I'm getting positive feedback in there as well. Are you exercising? When you are exercising, are you outside doing it? And if you are inside doing it, that probably makes you feel better. And if you're outside doing it, it probably makes you feel better. I've run more than I have in the last several months because I can get outside and I can run by myself and I'm socially distanced from everybody. So that's been helpful. I have 2 puppies, as you know, so I walk them every day with my husband. And occasionally we see somebody on the road, but we're across the street, so we are definitely socially distanced. We've seen our neighbors out and about, but we don't go over to their houses anymore. So, you know, there are positive things that are going on. And we have made a pact in the neighborhood that if anybody gets sick, the rest of us will shop or do whatever we need to do, even if we have to drop it off on their doorstep. Now, what kind of conversations are you having at home? That's another question to ask yourself. Are they helpful? Are they uplifting? Or do you just feel worse after you've had those conversations? And because we are sheltered in place, if those conversations aren't comfortable, you can always change the subject until you're ready to talk about whatever it is. But one thing I have noticed about what's going on in the world is just the goodness in people. And I have to hang on to that. That, to me, is amazing. People are just stepping up. And maybe this was a good reboot button for all of us. When this is over, what are we going to go back to? What do we want to hold on to? And what do we want to let go of? So we can start analyzing that and talking about it by looking at what are we taking in and where's the information coming from and what are we allowing in and what do we want to change. So that's the tool for today. And if you would like more information on this tool, you can message me on Facebook, or you can ask a question after we post the video. But we are here to just make your life a little bit less stressful. And we hope that this has helped. And we will be on next Tuesday again at 11 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. Alaska time, 12 Mountain Standard Time, 1 Central Standard Time, and 2 Eastern Time. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's 11 o'clock, maybe 6 or 7 o'clock in England, Tara? Anyway, we're happy you joined us. And if you have any questions, again, we would love your feedback. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave that feedback as well, and we will get back to you. So I just want to wish all of you a wonderful weekend. Do some fun things that you can with the space that you're in, and enjoy the people around you, because this time is very precious. My only regret is that our son is too old to live with us. Otherwise, I would love having him home as well. And on that note, I wish all of you a wonderful Thursday. Thank you.